dealing with the book review today, and if you also going to have the opportunity to ask questions, because book review is an integral part of the training. So we really want everyone to listen and also be open to ask questions. Thank you. So I don't know if you can see my screen. Is it visible enough?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It's very visible.
Sorry?
Yes, it's very visible, sir.
Okay, I think it's too much now. Let me put it at 150. Okay, so we'll be reading together. Cool. I want volunteers that will help us read line by line. Anywhere there's full stop, you stop, then I make a comment. I want it to be interactive. So please, you can open up your mic and read.
You want the students or the staff? Okay, I read. Can you hear my voice?
Go ahead, sir. We can hear you.
Okay. Book report guidelines. Why do book reports shrink terror in the heart of most students? Simply, writing a book report is not easy. Stop right there. A book report challenge students to think and write critically about what they have read. Over to you, sir. You said stop when there is full stop and there is comma stop.
I'm not hearing the person reading. Is it my side?
Oh,
Hello.
hello. Can you guys hear me?
Please, I'll need
I can
somebody.
hear you, but your mic is not clear.
You said?
Okay. Somebody else read. My mic is low, huh? Okay.
Please, can
Sorry.
somebody else read?
Okay, why do book reports strike terror in the hearts of most students? Simply writing a book report is not easy. A book report challenges students to think and write critically about what they have read.
Thank you.
Full stop. Yeah.
Thank you. So I think the essence of book report is that when you are reading, you should be able to think about what you are reading. That is the essence of giving the report on the book you have read. Okay, next, please.
The essence of a book report is to presentation in Pastoral Care and Leadership Institute is to equip students with the ability to read, comprehend, and communicate. Full stop.
Thank you. Now, please, I want you to understand the reason why we do this. It's not to compare anybody, but just to help you learn how to read. Because some people don't read. Reading is not in the culture of some persons. So in life, it's being said that leaders are readers. So this is an opportunity for you and I, including the staff. As you are reading, the staffs are also going to be reading. It's an opportunity for every one of us to develop ourselves a personal development process. So don't be like that wise person who want to go and look for the shortcut to just present a book. If you do that, you simply deny yourself the opportunity of developing yourself. So whatever you read and understand will stick with you. So you cannot give what you don't have. All right. So you cannot try to explain things you have not really gotten an understanding of. So when you read, you are able to comprehend, to understand, and you are able to communicate. So the reason why we give you opportunity to give your report is to also learn how to communicate. You can teach somebody how to speak, but the person may not really grow in that area of speaking until the person is given opportunity. So anytime you are giving your reports, we expect you to begin to improve in your communication skills. So don't feel discouraged or don't feel compelled to want to be somebody else. You're going to learn so much as you practice this with an open heart. Thank you. Okay. The basic steps. Can somebody read now?
Number 1, before you write, read. Number 2, use a book report outline.
Thank you. Now,
Yeah.
You cannot write a book report without reading the book. You understand? So you can go to the back of a book and go and get all the informations you want about the book, but it doesn't mean that you have read the book. All right. So you need to discipline yourself to read. You may struggle in your first book report, but at the end of the day, you will thank God for your life. There are things you are going to learn and you are going to be happy with yourself that you are able to discipline yourself to read. The good thing is that these books are on a soft copy. They are on PDF, so you can read it on your phone. You can read it anytime you want to read. So you'll be able to improve your own personal vocabulary as well. Then we are giving you a guideline on how to report to make it easy for you, because most of us probably have not done a book report before. So the guidelines we are giving you is to help you go through the books, and it will help you to also become a good book reviewer. So next point, introduction.
Says, okay. Introduction. Most book reports begin with the basic information about the book. The book's title, author, genre, and publication information published. Public and publication information, that is publisher, number of page, publisher, number of pages, and year published.
So when you are giving your book report, it's expected that you tell us your name and the institute you represent. If you are a diploma student, I'm a diploma student in Pastoral Care and Leadership Institute. Then you have to tell us the title of the book. You don't just jump into the book was nice, the book was this. No, must and start with telling us the title of the book. If the title of the book, for example, is Hope for Africa, then you can now say the title of the book I read is Hope for Africa. Author, the name of the author. When you tell us the name of the author, if you want to get more grades, you need to tell us if you know more about the author, if he's a married man, if he's from Nigeria, if he's from Kenya, if he's from Germany, you tell us. As you read the book, these are informations you need to gather about the author, because sometimes the author will say some things about himself. Is the author a pastor, engineer, or a doctor? So all of these are the things you have to put in your introduction. Genre. When we say genre, does anyone have an idea of the word genre?
No.
Okay. Now, genre has to do with the type of book you are reviewing or reporting. All right. Genre is a word that is used to
Give me
determine
card. Glow.
the kind of book you are reviewing. We have fiction, we have non-fiction. Please go ahead, go online and check what is a fiction book or what is a non-fiction book. So if the book you are reviewing is non-fiction, you have to put it there in your um, report. If it's a fiction book, you have to also put it that is fiction. So fiction and non-fiction is a type of genre. All right. Autobiography, biography, all of these are different genres of book. So you have to identify the genre of the book you are reading or you read that you want to report. So you must mention that. Very, very important for your grading. Publication information, you have to tell us the publisher of the book. You can always find the name of the publisher at the beginning of the book. It's always there. The number of pages of the book. If truly you have read the book, we need to know how many pages the book you read actually had. Then the year the book was published. Some books are published in 1980. They have revised uh, uh, version of the book. So the particular one you are reading, the year of published will be there. So all of this information is what makes up a summary, the summary of your introduction. I don't know if anyone has question on all that I've explained on the introduction. Please, you can ask. Any question on introduction on this outline? No hands up. Okay, Stella Maris, your hand is up.
Yes,
It's
I
down.
want to ask a question. Yes.
Okay, go
Sorry,
ahead.
sir, I was having network issue. My question is, you said most good book comes with the basic information. So what of the at the introductory part? What of books that doesn't come with the basic information? How are we going to get it?
The author's introduction, author's background.
Yes, the
You
introduction.
can.
Yes, you said most book report.
I can't hear you clearly. Don't use
I
mouthpiece
I can hear you.
when you are online.
I
Just
can hear you.
but me, I can't hear you. It's breaking. Take your mouthpiece off, your earpiece off, and talk on your phone directly. It will be clearer. So come
Okay,
again,
sir. I
please.
you said most book begin. For instance, at the introductory part of a book, you can't find this
Let's do it
book
now.
title author.
The outside.
How are you going to get the basic information?
Okay. Are you talking about the author's information?
Yes.
No book on earth you will read that you will not get the name of the author. Right? No book. All right. Even if the author didn't put it inside the context, you will find it in the author's page. There's always a page for the author. What I'm talking about, detailed information that maybe the author may be saying, there was a time I was a medical doctor. When I went to my medical school, I got this, I got that, like a story. From there, you can deduce that this doctor actually was a medical doctor. But every book
Yes.
will always have the
Yes.
information about the author. Most times they are brief. So I'm saying
So
that you may need to get more information from the context of the author's explanation in the book. I don't know if that is clear, ma. Hello, ma.
yes,
Is it
sir,
clear
it's
to you?
clear.
Okay. Yeah. So,
Yes,
but
it's
yeah, go ahead. So, but any student who uh, um, um, have issues with stuff like that, that's why we have staff. So we can always guide. But don't wait until the day of presentation. You start asking questions. There is no need asking questions on the day of presentation. So as you are reading, you should be able to ask questions ahead of time. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. So any question on the introduction from any of the students, please? Okay. If there is no question, then I can go ahead. Is that right? Do I have a yes?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's go to the next point. Summary of the book. Someone should please help us read. Summary of the book.
Summary of the book. What the book about? This is your chance to show you have read and understood the book.
Thank you. So it means that we are telling you, give us, if you have read the book, you should be able to tell us the things you have read about the book. And the things you have read about the book is what we are going to talk about in all of these dot points. These are the things that will help you. These are the things you will look out for as you are reading the book. But depends on the kind of book you are reading. Okay? So depend on the kind of book you are reading. Now, the things you want to tell us about the book is, for example, if you are reading, if your report is on a non-fiction book, right? For the benefit of that, non-fiction book is a book that is a true life story, is something you can relate with practically. So there are things you can look out for. Description of the book subjects and the author's point of view. Let's say you are reading a book that talk on, for example, the title of the book can be Authority of a Believer. So the subject of the book is Authority of a Believer. But every author will always want to explain that topic in their own way. So when you are giving a book report, you are not there to come and say, the author said this, and this is what it should be. No, is the author's view. Tell us what the author said. There will be a point where you have to give your own view. So when you are giving us the author's point of view, you can say things like this. The author said every believer has power to kill everybody. The author said every believer can determine what happened on earth. You just talk about what the author said only at this point, because you are reviewing somebody's presentation, not what you want. It's just what the person wrote. So things that you have to look out for, it says use the chapter headings to help you present the author's ideas and arguments in an orderly manner. Don't let that word argument deceive, confuse you. What it means that, let's say the author said the authority of a believer, for example. He can say chapter 1, every believer has authority. Then you can take some few chapters, because you don't have to talk about everything in the book. Let's say the book is about 6 chapters. You can just take 3 chapters and use it to explain to us what the author said in the book. That is a summary of what is inside the book. Now, let me say this. The reason why things like this are done, if you have ever gone to anybody launching a book, you will see that when you summarize a book, you want people to buy it. So what you should look out for are things that are interesting in the book so that after you have report on the book, somebody will also want to go and read it. That is the essence. All right. So looking at that, use the headings, the chapters to explain it. So choose the chapters that you are comfortable with to explain. Next point, it says, as with a fictional plot, you don't have to cover every argument made by the author. Instead, choose the main ideas and the ones most interesting to you. That's just what I just said. You don't have to put every topic there. You can choose 2 or 3, as the case may be. Then it said, if you read a biography, for example, if the book you are giving to review is a biography, all right, then you can write some of the important events in a person's life. Let's say it's a biography about president of a country, and so many things was said about the president. Then you can, to tell us about the biography, you pick out some key points. It may be when he was born, when he got married, or when something happened to him when he became president. You can pick anyone that you think is much more interesting and that your audience will also like to hear. So that is what the book reports summary is all about. Any question on this, please?
Sir,
Yes.
so I want to ask question here. You said if when we are giving a report, we should not just say our own. That is, we have to talk about the person who wrote the book. Not maybe that is when we are writing, we should put this is what the person said.
Yes.
Okay, we should not
Add your
maybe
own. No.
after reading, we should start saying our own.
You get it. Don't say
Okay, sir.
the author said every believer is powerful. You say, me, I don't believe in it. I believe, no. Just tell us what the author said. All right.
Okay.
So
Okay.
because we want to know if we should read the book or not.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So that is what you say in this point. The
Okay.
things you find in the book. You are giving a report of something. What
Okay.
happened? It's like you are somebody who went to go and observe something for us. You are
Okay.
coming back now to give us reports of what is inside that book. So everybody wants to learn from you,
Okay.
because you are the only one that have gone into that book to go and read it at this time.
Okay.
So that alone should give you the boldness and the courage. Even
Okay.
if you made mistake, most people will not even know, because they have not read it.
Okay, sir.
That's
Okay,
the
sir.
truth.
Thank you, sir.
So you don't have to be, hey, I know. Just tell us the ones you can gather from the book, and that is just it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Any other question? No question. Okay. It's a yes, right? Please respond now.
Yes, sir.
It's a
sir.
yes.
Yes, sir.
Some people yes are
No
not
question.
affirmative. Huh? Huh? Should I go ahead?
Yes.
Continue, sir.
I should continue.
Continue, sir.
I want to be sure
Yes.
that you are the one who said I should continue. Huh?
Yes, sir. Continue, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. You are the one I will write. So if you ask me to continue, I want to agree that you. Yes.
Sir.
Any question?
Yes, sir. This place, you said the interest to what is interest to me there. That is what I will bring out. Hello.
What you find interesting in the book?
Yes, sir.
You know, when you read a book now, there are parts that will touch you. So those parts, they are easy for you to always remember, and they are something you can easily talk about. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Because anybody that want to read the book, that want to listen to the rest story, you cannot tell them, you can go and read the book to get more.
Okay.
Because you don't have all the time to talk about everything in the book.
So
Okay.
that, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So can I move on?
Yes, sir.
Yes, this is the last part.
Okay.
Very simple. This last part is called, somebody help us read.
Personal
Somebody read
evaluation
for us.
and conclusion. Personal evaluation and conclusion.
Yes, continue.
It is here that you'll be able to offer your own critique of the book.
Okay. What we are saying here is this. This is the last part where you cannot tell us what are the book's strengths and weakness. Oh, you can say, this book is very interesting. Oh, I like the book because of the topic. Or you can say, this book, although the author tried, but I don't agree with some things. You understand? Some people will tell you the book was not that interesting because of the way the author was explaining something. I didn't understand on time. It was not really easy for me to understand. Or you can also say, this book was so interesting. I really enjoyed it. It's something you can also bring out from here. Then, what did you learn from the book? You see there? This is when you cannot say, what the author said, this is what I learned from the book. This point is very, very important, what you learn from the book. Then, if you read a work of fiction, how did the book affect you? Fiction is something that is not a true life story, but there's a story in the book that affected you. How did it affect you? All right. You can also tell us something about that, depending on the kind of book you are reading. Then, if you read non-fiction, were you swayed by the author's argument? In other words, we are asking, were you convinced by what the author said? Do you believe what the author said? So these are the things you can easily bring in. You don't have to follow it orderly. Like now say, one, my interest. Two, what I learned from book. No, just you can just pick any of these ones that are relevant to your book. Then we say, try to balance in your opinions and support your statement with examples from the book. So when you say, I learned from the book, for example, that every Christian is powerful, according to what the author said in page so and so, or in chapter 4 of the book, So let your comment be balanced from the examples you got from the book. Thank you. Any question on this? These guidelines. Any question? Or staff, is there any addition? Okay.
No, sir, from my point, no, sir.
Okay, Stella, your hand is up. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. My contribution is that whatever comment you are making, whether from the beginning to the end, it will be better for you to highlight where you are speaking from. So if you are saying the writer said Jesus is good, you can also add that, okay, if the writer said in chapter 4 that Jesus is good, or chapter 4 line 9, so it can easily help us to say, okay, I remember this person said the God is good. Look at where she said it. You can really follow you with the book.
Thank you so much for that observation. Reference, yeah, so that we will not think you are saying your own. In case that somebody tell you, I don't believe what you said, you say it's not me, it is what I read, I just told you about. So your opinion is not what, so that people will know that it's not your own opinion. It is what the author said. So you don't need to start arguing with somebody and say, I don't believe. You say, why don't you believe? No. So you just put yourself in a position where you don't have to start defending what you reported about. They have issue, they should go and meet the author, not you. Okay?
Okay, sir.
All right. Now it says, give your honest opinion of the book, whether you would recommend it to others. This part is also very important too. All right. Honest opinion. You can recommend it to married people. You can recommend it to pastors. You can recommend it to business people. You can recommend it to anybody. So it's like you have seen something that is good. As a good person, you are not recommending it for somebody else. That's also something we also want to hear from you. Now, the next point says revising, editing, and publishing. The publishing is also what we mean by presentation. Here, you are not publishing now, you are presenting. If you like, you can publish your own, but for the sake of this exercise is presentation. After you have drafted your book report, these are procedures that will help you. You are ready to follow the next 3 steps of writing process. Number 1, revise what you have written. Revise it. Number 2, edit it. Edit the work. That means edit means what you have written, you are looking at it again if the spellings are correct. Number 3, your presentation. So these 3 steps should help you. For what we have here, it said begin revising by reading your book report aloud or to a friend for feedback. Let me highlight this one. So if you want to revise your book after you have written it, look for somebody you can read it to. All right. Number 2, as you edit, check your grammar and use the correct guidelines for book quotes and writing of title. So when you are editing, try to look at your grammar check. Number 3, let me say this, when you are writing, don't be looking for grammar check at the beginning. Just drop your thoughts down first. It is when you are editing, you can begin to check, arrange your tenses in the right order. Finally, give enough time to revising and editing, and your book report presentation will be that much better. So, like we said, if you didn't read a book, no matter how intelligent you are, don't forget that you will be asked questions. All right. So if you do not read the book, you may go and mention something. Like somebody said something in one of our book reports presentation. So the person saw one big word and mentioned it from the book. After the presentation, they now ask the person, please, what is the meaning of so and so word? The person was confused. He just used the word anyhow. He just said this and mentioned a word. And the person now said, please, can you tell us the meaning of that word you have been using since? The person was now surprised. Obviously, the person did not even understand what that word meant. So please feel free to seek for help in writing and presenting your report. We are here to help. We are here to help. So we are not here to make you fail. We are here to make you succeed so that we all can celebrate together. So don't get discouraged. Just only be ready to learn and be ready to be helped. All right. So don't wait until that day before you start putting yourself under pressure. As soon as we are done with our class today, your books will be sent to you. Don't be scared. Some of the books can be 500 pages, 300 pages. Don't forget that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. So if you can read 500 pages tomorrow, reading a whole chapter of the Bible becomes easier for you. So his ability to read and comprehend that will help you in anything you do in life. These three um, abilities are going to be helpful to you. Thank you and God bless you. So
Thank
any
you,
more
sir.
questions on this before we go to the next point? Yes, please. Any
Sir,
question? I will
sir,
send these materials to us, to everybody. Everybody will have it. Yes, please.
I want to ask a question that go with this. When we are giving our writing about the review, I want to ask if, when you are reading, sometimes there are some words that you read, you may not understand the meaning of such thing. How will you do it? Is it for us to call them? I say in this writing, maybe we are reading the book which we are giving.
Yes.
So sometimes you come across some words, some big words that the person who is reading, maybe I'm reading a book. There are some places I will read, I will not understand it. What will I do? Should I go out to ask somebody, or I should call ahead? How
Yes.
go about it, sir?
You can put it on the page. Oh. You can just send it on the WhatsApp page, on your student page. I don't know
Okay.
the meaning of this word though. Or
Okay.
you can go to the dictionary to check the
Okay.
word.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
you better still just leave the word when you are giving your report. Don't just mention it.
Okay.
Because if you mention it, then I ask you, what do you mean by that word? You'll not be looking. So what you don't know, don't even talk about it, but it's good. As you read and you find new words, it's good you try to do research. Dictionary is there. You can ask people, what is the meaning of this word? Because if you know the meaning of words, it will help you to comprehend uh, the book better. So I think that will help. You can also ask any of the staff. So it can also be of help. The truth is that nobody have the reservoir of knowledge. We are all learning. So shouldn't be feel that, oh, I don't know this word. No. And there are things you don't know until you see them and learn it. So there are things I don't know. So as far as we are free to learn, then it's okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Mm.
Okay. Are we good to go?
Yes, sir.
Are we good to go?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So we want to take a short break, but before we take the break, our sister want to read a book report for us, our own book report during our bachelor program. So let her read our reports. Some things may be different, but just see how the report goes. Sister, okay, are you there? Can you please help us read it, to just read your reports, your book
Okay.
reports?
All right, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma. Good evening, everyone. My name is Okeogene Emeya. I am a student of Pastoral Care and Leadership Institute, bachelor class. This is my book report number 1. Book title is Hope for Africa and What the Christians Can Do by George Kinoti, comprising of 24 pages. Hope for Africa and What the Christians Can Do is a modern-day realistic fiction written by George Kinoti, who is a professor of zoology at the University of Nairobi, Kenya, and it was published in the year 1994. He is also a well-known speaker and writer on social and economic development. I am not a lover of Christian literatures, but this book by George Kinoti jolted something good up in me. This is not really a book about government, but government experiences do come into it. The book is a short journal about Africa and, most importantly, African Christians. As Africans, we shouldn't accept poverty, hunger, diseases, and oppression as a normal part of life. And as Christians in Africa, we shouldn't hide under religion to enable us evade the pain, ugliness, difficulty, and the reality of the world we find ourselves. According to George Kenoti in pages 5 and 6, when he stated that African Christians must become active participants in the search for lasting solutions to severe economic, political, and social problems. It is disheartening to think that Africa, blessed with so many natural resources, is sinking deeper and deeper into poverty. And according to Kainoti in pages 15 to 16, number 23, poverty is equals to hunger. And in number 24, page 16, the writer also stated that poverty imprisons people in ignorance and superstition. To think that this book was published in 1994, until this very moment, 2022, it is the same sad story everywhere in Africa. With that in mind, Africa must rise and understand where the problems and solutions are. And as Christians, we should know that God has given us the natural resources, energy, intelligence, and the moral capacity required to build a society where everyone can live in peace and dignity of life. And according to Kinoti in pages 40 to 41, the church cannot be neutral in politics. Who says as Christians, you can't be in politics? Africa needs leaders with integrity, honesty, and fairness. We should not fold our arms and watch African nations sink deeper into ruins. The writer said in pages 40 to 41, failure to resist evil means accepting evil with all its consequences. Like the example the writer gave of what happened in South Africa in 1995, when the Afrikaner government took over mission schools that had provided at least 90% of African education. The church was unhappy with the Bantu Educational Act, but didn't do much aside making feeble protests. The intention of the act is to educate Africans for servitude. The church allowed it to take place by her silence and inaction. The goal of this book is to help Africans, and especially the followers of Christ, to know they have a role to play in the nation's politics. We do not have to follow the status quo that has not been working over the years. We must act to replace poverty and hunger with prosperity, injustice with justice, disease with health. We must put our brains to work, bring new ideas to impact lives, both culturally, religiously, economically, politically, and so on. And in bringing this change, the church leaders has a crucial role to play to help in development, Christian attitude and character towards the society. They must be exemplary in teaching, be able to transmit biblical values by both words and deeds. Leaders who are well trained in theology and ready to bring the truth of the gospel to every aspect of life. Because according to the writer in pages 55 to 56, Africa requires the whole of the gospel from Genesis to Revelation, not based on our own selfish desires. It is God's will for all his creation to live in prosperity and good health. We are not to live in poverty and lack, because the writer clearly stated that the wretchedness of Africa dishonors their creator. I do not think there is anyone who would read this book and not be inspired by it to act either as a Christian, Muslim, or an ordinary man. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So you can see that from this presentation, I feel like going to read that book. This is what some people do for a living, just to review books, and they are making so much money. So this skill you are learning is not just for the gospel, it's a personal development skill, like I said before. So a time will come, it becomes something you are familiar with. So we can all do it if we give our attention to it. But we have few weeks to go through this school, and for the bachelor student, you have more books to review. For the diploma student, you don't have so many books to review. For the bachelor student, your book review is 3. Every month you have 1 book to review. For the diploma student, you have maximum of 2. So yours will be like after a month or 2, there's a review. If you check your calendar, everything is there in the school calendar. Thank you. So if there still questions in our hearts concerning book review? Any question, please? The way this house is quiet today, it's like I'm the only one here.
No, you're not the only one, sir.
Okay.
No, yeah, yeah.
Or they muted everybody. It's only me, Stella, and Sister Okay. And that have been active. I think yes. Pastor Bennett have been active too. She has been the one asking so many questions. Okay. Mr. Kingsley, are you there?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't know my mic was mute.
Okay. Any question from your end?
No, there's no question.
Very clear.
Yeah, I think I get as much.
we are all waiting for the book. Huh? So that we can devour the book. Huh?
That would be nice.
Yes. I assure you guys, the books they are very powerful books. In short, you will learn even so much in the book than what people will tell you. Yes. Sister Charity, is she there? I've not seen her since. Is
Yes,
she there?
sir.
Okay. Are
Daddy,
you there?
yes, sir. My internet is too low today.
But you can hear everything we are saying, right?
Very clear, sir. I'm following, sir.
Okay. Pues, okay, Sister Elena, okay, she's back. Okay.
Yes, I'm back.
Okay, thank you. So we are good to go. Let's look at, we try to make sure that for those of us that it may still look confusing. So we try to break it down for you to know how to run, how to follow the guideline. These are things you will look out for. Your name, the date you are presenting the book. If it's your number 1 book, you write number 1 here. Huh? You can write 1 here. If it's your second book, you can write 2. If it's your third book, you write 3. Then the book title. The book title is the name of the book. The author, name of the author. The publisher, number of pages of the book, the year it was published, genre. So these are the things you can write. So if you look at this now, this one is almost everything here is like everything around the introduction that is written here. They are captured here. The only thing that will need more information is this part, author. All right. Here you can only write the author's name, but in your presentation, you can tell us more about the author. Okay, so that is it. Then what is the book about? This section is what we have here. Is what we have here. Is what we have here. This is the section. So this section is what we have here. So everything we talked about here, from this point to this point, is what the book is all about. From this point to this point, everything here is what you can put in the summary of the book. Then after that, the next column is your personal evaluation. Sorry, description of the book subject and author's point of view, which is also the next point here. Sorry, the summary of the book is here. What is the book all about? This is the area you cannot talk about, the description, which we talked about, is trying to use the chapters to explain everything about the book. Then before you finally get to the last one, which is your personal evaluation, where you have to put all your comments. Then, like our sister said about new words that are new, you can put them down here. And what did you learn from the book? Your personal application. You can also write it there to make sure that we want to be sure that you have read the book. So these are just the summary. So there are different ways books are reviewed or reported. So this is an abridged, adopted style for us. As you continue, depending on the institute you find yourself, you may have different ways, but majority of the informations are found here, but it may not follow the order. So in case you find other people's book review, don't get disturbed about it. But as soon as you learn the concept, it is easier for you to flow. Okay? So any question, please? Because I'm about showing you your books. The book's title, the directors of information will send us the book's title. Some are articles, and I'm sure the kind of books you will get, your names are already spelled out on the books. There's Hope for Africa. There's Foreign to Familiar. There's Everyone Communicates. There's Spirit Control Temperament. This is an article, The Use and Abuse of Authority. We have the leader who had no title. It's also a book on leadership. We have Spiritual Authority. We have Dealing with Anger, God's Way. We have Raising a Godly Children. We have Be a People Person by John Maxwell. We have Teaching to Change Lives. We have New Bible Cure for Depression. Then we have Telling Yourself the Truth. You have already got it by Andrew Womack. Spiritual Authority by Watchman Nee. Christian Parenting. Mensa, Go Borrow Vessels by Mensa Utabel. Overcoming Depression and Obedience and all that. So these are some wonderful books that will be sent to you. So don't try to cut corners. That's my own counsel to you. Thank you. Any other question or comments? Any comment, please?
No, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, please. I forgot what you said about the meaning of the word gene.
Jerry.
Genre as pertain to
Okay.
this topic.
Okay. Jerry is is talking about the type of literature your book, the book you are giving. I said in writing there are different genres. There are, like, some call it poetry, some call it narratives or whatever. But majorly, we have fiction and non-fiction. Fictions are books that has to do with real life stories, while non-fictions have to do with books that are not real life stories. Like books like James Hadley Chase, they are fictions. They just write for imagination, for fantasy, but they are books that has to do with real life story. Like they are inspirational books, especially Christian books, are mainly books that have to do with our real life. So depend on the kind of book you are reading. So it is when you read the book, you cannot determine to say, okay, this book is fiction, this book is non-fiction. It's part of your test. Okay, I hope that is clear.
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. He said, can we have all books, even though we are not going to review all? Yes, you can. You can. If you want to read all, why not? If you need 100 books, we can pack them for you. If you don't want to even read and give to other people, no problem. Knowledge is meant to be shared. So there are many other books. In short, we have a pastoral care library, ebook library that most of us are not patronizing. There you can go and request for any book, and anyone that has it can post it for you to download and eat. I also belong to one library too. So you have free access to book, especially Christian literatures. Thank you. So I think we are going to send you guys the book. The list is already there. Let me just help my people. The list, Hope for Africa will be read by Precious. Foreign to Familiar will be read by Faithful. Everyone Communicates will be read by Charity. Spirit Control Temperament will be read by Elena. Hope for Africa will be read by Omonua. Foreign to Familiar will be read by Monica. I think those are the bachelor students. For Courage, I don't know if it's part of this class. I think it was supposed to be. Is there anybody on bachelor that their names are not here so far? Bachelor students? Okay, nobody. So for the diploma student, you can choose anyone you like. If you like, choose 2 pages. No wahala, since you are just starting. But for the bachelor student, we will give them what we want to give them. They don't have right to choose. We are the one that will give them. But for the diploma student, all these books will be posted on your page. So you can look at it and choose anyone you want to choose. Thank you. I hope it's clear.
Yeah, it's clear.
Yes. Yes, sir, it's clear.
Okay, so I'm going to send this document now to the directors of communication, so they will forward it to us. And majorly, let's please use the classroom platform. Let's always look at informations there. It will really help us. to navigate through the school. Thank you. So God bless you. So over to the coordinators.